What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for some PCC Production Car Challenge at Summit Point in the Ford Mustang FR 500S. Should be fun, should be entertaining. We might not even make top split depending on how these splits work out. I don't know exactly what the maximum or minimum cars per split is. I haven't looked at that in quite a while. It looks like maximum is 40, which is insane. So obviously this series has gotten out of hand since I left. Anyways, it should be fun. We'll see how it goes. I think we'll probably be top split. There are 6 or 7 really high Mustangs, high rating Mustangs, or at least higher than what the alt is at right now, 2373. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how it goes. If we have to kind of hang in the back and chill, we will. If we get to qualify and are able to make some positions moving forwards and go for the win, we'll do that. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's entertaining. Don't really know what to expect. I ran 6 or 7 practice laps last week and felt pretty good, felt entertaining, felt like it was worth a go. Of course, I always love Summit Point, and the series is very near and dear to my heart at Summit Point, obviously. So we're going to just see how it goes. Again, as usual, no real expectation. We'll just see what's up. We'll see if we made it in top split. That's not encouraging with the I ratings right there. 2250 Mustang, 1700. There's another Mustang. Matt Mahoney's in here. We did not make top split, so we are in the second split, I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly. Second split, we're going to be right near the top, so we might as well try to go for the win. Matt Mahoney, who we saw at the Nürburgring, is in here. He's pretty sporty. There's another one that was pretty sporty. Who was it? Christopher Craig. We've seen him a time or two before as well. So we'll see how this goes again. If we're going to be basically, I think the one car is certainly the #1 Mustang in here. I think if I'm looking at it correctly, might as well try and go for the win. If we're gonna be on the junior split, we might as well win the junior split instead of giving away another chunk of iRating, which is kind of goal 1A. So we'll see how it goes. I think we have decent speed, and certainly the consistency is going to be there for me, and track familiarity and how it's going to change in temperature. Probably as good as just about anybody at this track. So afternoon weather settings, which is a little bit different from my preferences in the Solstice, but isn't too bad in the Mustang actually. So we'll see. I assume I'm going to be car 1. Nope, there are some other classes up here, but we are the #1 Mustang out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mustangs total in a field of 34. So that's going to be fun. We'll see how that goes. Again, we're #1 Mustang. Might as well run a Q lap and see if we can win the pole and then just start up front. Again, Christopher Craig's pretty fast. We know Matt Mahoney's fast. We saw that at the Nürburgring. See what we can do. No real immediate expectations for pace as usual. We're going to try to put together a solid race. We've competed here before in pretty much all the classes of the old PCC, so I think I've won all the classes. I definitely won a Jetta, definitely won a Mustang, definitely won many hundreds of Solstices here. I would assume I've won a Mazda Cup here, or a Mazda race here. I don't recall it, but it was probably very few in terms of when my preference would be to drive the Pontiac, obviously, so. At a track like this, though, usually the fuel weight that you'd normally want in the Mustang at times, you don't actually want, so take some of that out before a Q lap. Enrique behind us there, obviously pretty fast in the MX-5. Cold tires around here in this afternoon weather temp is going to be a little bit treacherous. We'll see how that shakes out once we get rocking, though. Alright, there's the checker flag on the warm-up. Go dump a little bit of fuel out of this Finney set. And we'll give it a whirl. 7.2 gallons is plenty. Alright. We are ready to go. We'll go out. Again, first lap may or may not be a throwaway, not sure. But regardless. Build a little tire heat, try to go for lap 2 as a flyer. Although at this track doesn't really matter, you can run both pretty hard because the last corner doesn't really compromise your run to the line regardless, so. Don't have high expectations for a Q lap. I'm not usually a hot lapper in this car. So we'll see if we can just get kind of like Nürburgring, even though that was a detached qualifying. See if we can just kind of start in the first, second, third, somewhere in there. That should be good enough to hopefully hang on to the pack with only, what I say, 7 Mustangs. It's going to be definitely a field of just trying to stay at the front. Stay in touch. The toe is relatively strong here, but obviously in the Mustang, the front straightaway goes by very, very quickly, so not a whole lot of time to get big toes and make big passes down in turn 1. And if you don't get your pass done in turn 1, you're actually at a disadvantage leaving turn 1, and then turn 2 is the left-hander up the hill with the gravel trap. And you don't want to be putting the gravel trap. They made it much worse, much more sticky around here, and I think a lot of tracks, but this place especially, you notice if you drop a wheel here in that gravel trap at the first left-hander, you are in a world of hurt. So we'll see what we can do. Focus up here for our first Q lap coming up. Alright, first lap is a go. Again, not really a true throwaway, but second lap is going to be the faster lap. If you can hook it up, we'll just leave it in fourth. Just going to reach just about top speed for fourth gear here. A little bit of an exit slide off of turn 1. Put on the third gear here at our driveway brake marker. A little bit weak up through there, but we made it. A little bit deep into there. It cost us some time just through the center and under brakes, probably a couple tenths. A little bit offline. Get corralled back here to come up through the S's. Short shift up to third. Make sure we get the nose turned in, power down. Again, lift just to get the nose pointed through here. Very tricky section in this car. Again, lift up to fourth gear. A little bit of a frame starter that happened right there simultaneously. To the last corner, look for our patch on the left. See what this first lap is and see if we can run a little bit quicker here on lap 2. Hopefully we're at least in the ballpark here. 19.8, that's okay. A little bit wide on the exit to turn 1 there that time, but I think I might have gotten through there slightly better. We'll see. A little better entry to 2 that time. See if we can continue to carry this here. A little better entry into the kink. It is a little better. Entry was slightly deep, just slightly though. Managed to corral it back. Again, same deal, get the nose pointed in here. Very important. Short shift up to third, make sure we can get the nose turned in, power down. Little bit of a slide on the rear tires, just slightly. Short shift very early to fourth there, just while we had the throttle time to make sure we get the nose in. Up to the final corner again, look for the patch on the left. Pushed a little bit too wide there. That probably cost us improving on this lap. Cost me a couple tenths, I would assume, there for the last corner. We'll see what the difference is going to be. Yeah, about 1.5 miles an hour. We did improve a little bit, but probably left another tenth or two out there. Just a slight mistake overdriving the final corner. Just missed apex by about a car length or a car width or so, excuse me. Matt Mahoney also sub 1 minute 20. Well, I'm not sure if that's first or second lap. All right, let's see. 7.2 is good. See what Matt's lap looks like. That was a second lap, so. Yeah, I think, has everybody run 2 laps pretty much? Hunter Hughes has not run his second lap yet. See where Hunter slots in, and that's going to be the field, which I think means we're going to be on the pole. Yep, looks like Hunter's done. So we are going to take the pole by just over a tenth of a second from Matt Mahoney. Again, I hope that we can hold him off for this one. We'll see how it goes. Play it by ear, but a good start to the race at least. We get to kind of control the start here. We're just waiting on everybody else to finish up their Q laps. Looks like a couple of Mazdas are still out there. We'll take a quick through and see if we know anybody in this race that isn't in our class that we didn't notice earlier. Oh, Shuloff is here. We like Shuloff. That was awful type. Holy crap. All right. Well, I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. Maybe we'll be embarrassed here and it'll be awful, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm a little bit worried that the fast Mazdas are only about 1.5 seconds slow. Definitely, obviously, Enrique and Matthew Best and some of those fast guys. They're going to be flying. All right. The question is, when do we fire off? We do get to control this, which is good. We are going to have to deal with traffic as well. The solstices occasionally here would get lapped twice, usually not myself. We'd usually get lapped once, but sometimes you'd get them lapped twice, so I don't anticipate we'll catch any of the Mazdas unless they're really bad or just hazardous twice, but it is pretty scary to lap people around here. It's not a very wide track, and honestly, you can pass some of the cars down. I mean, you can pass everybody down the front stretch that's in the slower class. Most of them, if you get a good exit and you're close, you can pass off turn 1 down towards left-hander. After the left-hander up over the crest before the kink that leads into the hairpin, it gets sketchy. You can definitely pass the Solstice there if you're in the Mustang, but obviously we don't have any Solstices anymore in this race, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out. We should be able to pass a Mazda if we're close, and should be able to pass an 86, I would think, if we're close. I don't really know what the Clios have for performance. I'm not familiar with them at all, so we'll see. Again, as usual, no expectations, so we'll see. Just gonna wing it, have some fun. Hopefully it is fun. Hopefully we can capitalize with another victory. That'd be really cool in my mind, even though we have won recently in the Cadillac race, which was a couple of days ago. I guess you're seeing that maybe yesterday. It was probably a yesterday video when I released this. But that was a couple days ago that I won that Cadillac race, so. Alright. Oh, God, people, grid up. Let's go. Alright. Now we're ready. The lime green machine over there. Again, you don't really want to overheat the front tires if you can help it. Definitely going to have rear tire traction issues by the very end, just with this hotter track temp in the afternoon weather setting. Makes it tough. Again, when do we want to fire off is the question. We do get to control that pace car dips relatively early just because of where the pit road entry is here. Not sure what the game plan is. Obviously, usually I'm starting way in the back in the Solstice. We haven't run that many of the other classes here since they got rid of my beloved Pontiac, so. Porsche 911 991R, it looks like, is what that is. I'm not entirely sure what model the safety car is. But looks pretty dope. Love me some 991s. Might be a GT3 Touring, I'm not entirely sure what those look like, or if they even had those in the 991, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. All the different variations of 911s, there are like 50 now, but I love most of them. 991 is my favorite personally, has my heart. And similar to my Camaro ZL1 that I'll have someday, if I ever am fortunate enough to own a Porsche, I will have a 991 GT3. Because you can't argue with the sound that car makes at 9,000 RPM. It's heavenly. Not quite a Cadillac LMDH level, but pretty damn close, especially for a street car. So, all right, enough about that. Let's focus up. We got 25 minutes, probably going to be roughly 18 laps. We'll see how that works out as far as timing and traffic and stuff, but should be fun. We did secure the pole, so we have the right to fire off when we choose.
Sorry, Corey. My bad.
Hopefully it's fun. We got people crash on the base lap. That's always a good sign. Again, second split drivers. Pretty terrifying. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we're ready to go. Pace car is off. We're ready. Let's do this. Behind. Not sure if that was contact or a slide or a lockup from a rear wheel or what that was, but I think for the most part everybody survived. Whoever was in third there had a big slide through the grass, but hopefully they're alive. Did get away nicely. Just about a half-second gap, which should be plenty just to maintain here on this first
my bad, guy.
Again, don't want to push too terribly hard, burn the tires off of it, so just gotta be patient, especially if we're not in any range of breaking the toe. If we were, we might want to push a little bit harder, but for now we're not going to. They're going to be right up behind us for a little while, so we might as well be nice and chill, save a little bit of tire if we can, and call it good. Anyways, we'll come up to the final corner. Let's not blow it here this time. Just about a half-second lead still on Matt behind. Nice and smooth entry there. We made it. Not the best exit I've ever had around that corner, but we will come through. We will lead lap one. Nice spread field, top three all a little bit spread out. No real run coming from the cars behind.
Take it, Greg.
Again, nice easy floated entry. We definitely have the ability to drive in there deeper if we would need to. Good for now. Little bit of a slide through there. Similar gap down in the last corner that we had the previous lap, and we knew we were safe to turn one if we could just get this corner right. So float through there nice and easily. A little bit of a run coming from behind. Probably won't be enough unless there's a big dive at turn one. Christopher actually gained a couple tenths on Matt there that previous lap. 20.5 down several tenths on what our Q lap was, but again, not any real danger here. A little bit conservative on braking again for turn one. Just trying to keep the tires on it. no real threat here as long as we don't make any mistakes again or really try to burn through this too quickly here. If we're able to control our way, dictating getting through traffic, should be okay. And I feel like I have a little bit of pace in hand if I need to chase it to push harder. So we'll try to avoid using that pace unless we need it, but it is there. So big slide from Matt behind there. A little bit closer this lap. Just starting to see the first of the traffic on the relative. A little bit better exit there than what Matt had. He actually might have dropped the wheel in the dirt, which is going to put him vulnerable for turn 1. Yeah, Christopher's going to get up there and try to make this pass. I think he actually will, unless there's a big dive. Nice lap behind there for Greg. He ran about 7 or 8 tenths quicker than I did. Obviously pushing hard, try to catch up to this trio at the front, who have split from everybody else just a little bit. Not sure where the Mazdas are at behind. They probably got a little bit of traffic. Looks like there was a crash up ahead between a couple of cars. Hopefully they sort that out by the time we get up there. Big dive there from Matt into the hairpin. Gonna get Christopher, but Christopher a little bit compromised here. Still people dead. Looks like it's an 86, and hopefully he's gonna get going before we get to it on this straightaway here. See if that car needs to come into the pits or not. See if we can get by this Mazda off of turn 1 here. We should be able to without too much issue. About 6 tenths back to Matt here. Another great exit from Christopher behind. Actually going to be side by side down towards turn 1 here. Ishmael is just like, I'm over it, fuck it. YOLO, understandable. Greg does get by Christopher for 3rd there. We're just maintaining this nice gap, this nice pace here. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Again, we haven't come under any true threat. We know that the 9 likes that dive bomb move into the hairpin as I overdrive just a little bit there, a little bit of a slide. Didn't hurt us too much though, just because of the direction of the next corner. We know the 9 feels confident and comfortable under brakes, just based on those couple dive bombs. Feel like we could defend a little bit if needed down to turn 1. Spot the brake marker and be okay. See how racy Greg wants to get behind as well. Be part of the factor. Alright. Just a couple car lengths back here. Moving around a little bit between the 2 of them. We don't want to brake too early here and get run over. Alright. Now we get into traffic, and this is where it becomes fun. Oh, they're wrecking behind, that's cool. Big send there from Greg, it didn't work out. Unfortunately, it took out Matt. Thankfully, he didn't run in the back of us. Now we have a little bit of gap back to Christopher again, who had fallen back a little bit from those 2. Not sure what happened there, if Greg just wasn't aware that we were all kind of offline, checked up there. I tried to give Matt a little bit of room on the entry to the kink. Not sure if he... I got a car right call at one point, so I left a little bit of room on the turn in, a little bit conservative, and that got us offline for the braking for the hairpin. Not sure if Greg just didn't realize that or what happened there, but unfortunately they made the contact. We'll see if they can recover, come back through. We're only about 8 minutes in, so we got roughly 2/3 of the way to go. Again, feel good about the pace. We'll see if Greg and Christopher can get back to battling. What that looks like behind us, but for now we're just going to keep focused. I think we're still in a pretty good spot with our pace. Feel good about our pace and our tire life so far. Looks like all 7 Mustangs are actually still in front of everybody else, which is interesting. The Clios. Maybe we didn't have any Clios in this split. I guess I wouldn't pay that much attention. But regardless, it'd be the 86s that would be up next. So I think all the 86s were out qualified by the best Mazdas as well, which is a little bit scary. A couple cars crashed up here. Looks like they're going to get going again now. Still being just a little bit conservative here. Just trying to keep things in line. Keep the tires cool if possible, as much as possible. Just over 2 seconds is the gap now. Just over 1 second the gap between the two of them for second place. That should actually help us a little bit. Not going to quite be close enough here to take a big look at turn 1. Not sure where we're going to go on these two guys here. Not a lot of place to go off this corner, like I mentioned. So we might be forced to follow here for a little bit, which is okay. We have a little bit of gap. Can't afford to just take it a little bit easier here. Cameron does let us go. Awfully nice of him. Will allow us to probably catch Miguel here. Not before the last corner, certainly down the front stretch, so it was very helpful actually. Alright, as soon as we get the power down there, we can't start to pull away. We struggle again with grip compared to the Mazda, just straight up grip.
Hey, you got it, Matt. Take a deep breath. Calm down, you got it.
Alright, we get a nice tow from the Mazda here. Turn 1, easy pass. And we still have all 3 of these cars in between us and Christopher back in second and Greg there, so again, that'll give us a little more breathing space because at the very least they're still going to have to pass those same 3 cars. So. Just about the same gap we had, but hopefully again we gained a little bit more here for the traffic. We were pretty efficient through there. Cameron definitely let us go, which was very helpful. Christopher isn't really close enough to get let go in the same place, the same way, so. Again, he is also battling Cameron for a position there, so. I think Christopher's going to be held up by at least one of them through this final corner, maybe both. Not catch them both before this final corner here, so that's going to be good for us at least. May not even catch them both before turn 1. Get through there very nicely indeed.
Hey, thanks, John.
Yeah, they're racing there behind. It's quite the cluster behind us there. A lot of cars in a small area. Looks like Christopher and Greg got stuck behind all of them actually, which is super unfortunate. It actually gave us a really big gap. Not quite up to 3 seconds there, as they're still having to go through them a little bit. Just about dropped the wheel there, cost us a little bit of time. Nothing crazy. Just past halfway, I would assume here now. Go nice and smooth through there. Matt's definitely caught back up to Greg. Hopefully he doesn't go for a payback or anything. I think that was just an unfortunate deal. Obviously it was Greg's fault, but not intentional. Hunter's still hanging on the back there, and then Jeremy and Gary having a nice bail back for 6th and 7th at the tail of the pack. Good corner by me there. That was a really good exit to the last corner. Should open up a 10th or 2 down the front stretch here. Greg well within the suck of Christopher here, only 4/10 gap. See what those guys have left to fight with for each other. We did gain about a 10th down the front stretch there, so that was excellent.
Man, you move right in.
Looks like more contact perhaps there down into turn 1. That's pretty wild. Good put here with Christopher.
Hey, Greg, how many people are you going to hit and then pass?
Looks like more contact that brought Matt back into that fight for second again. Unfortunately, Christopher spun out and off track somewhere. I'll have to go back and watch some of this stuff for sure. Just over 4 seconds a gap now. Again, they're pretty close behind us for second place between Greg and Matt.
I'm not really sure what to do when I'm threshold braking and he curves over into the middle of my braking line.
I'll have to watch that and make a determination.
That makes 2 of us. Good work, bud.
I'll have to go back and watch as they're throwing some shade. But again, 4-second lead. They're both within fighting range of each other, so if they go to battle, will be.
Well, I'm sorry, I touched grass on that other turn.
Yes, we are in a podium position, Mr. Spider-Man. We're actually winning the race. Let me drive. Hope he didn't end up in the forest. That would be really unfortunate for Christopher there. Have to basically do a tow to get back going. Lose all the spots. Hopefully he's able to recover. Looks like he was in about 5th place, so at least he didn't drop to the tail. Might have a chance to come back. Get at least one more spot. Again, still hanging just under 4 seconds. They are definitely catching us a little bit, but again, I am not pushing my car right now at all. Just hanging out, making sure we have something to fight with. Push through traffic if we have to.
Sorry, Miata.
Making sure we're nice and chill, being nice and smooth. That's going to be how we lose if we make a mistake or give up a big chunk of time. I don't think they're going to catch us in, what here, about 5-6 laps. From 4 seconds, unless I make a mistake or something.
Go ahead, Matt, take it.
Matt's around the back of Greg here. He's just going to let him go, it looks like, and sounds like. So.
Still sorry, apparently.
They'll go bail side by side into turn 1, which will actually cost them more time. Looks like Greg might have backed out, though. Never been very good at turn 1 here in any car, not sure why. But regardless, Matt's back up to 2nd place. 4 seconds back. See, I assume that Greg's not going to fight him, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of pace Matt has now with some clean air again. Smooth through there as well, pretty good exit. They've made up just a little bit this lap, not very much though. Yep, just about 7.5 minutes here, probably going to be probably 5 laps. So I guess we're going to get 19 laps, is that good math? 18 laps? I don't know, I don't care, whatever. Just about broke even that last lap. Of course, they were making the pass down turn 1, but didn't really gain very much, if any, so. Feel good about the pace we still have left. Obviously, pretty much everybody else's tires have gone for a big slide at least once, so. couple tenths actually gained that lap up through there. We're definitely making up a little bit of time through the S's with our hopefully better tire wear. Couple tenths, it's not very much, but again, considering we aren't pushing 100% by any means, sounds about right. Yeah, we'll probably get 5 laps to go here. We're going to be a little bit under the threshold, so we'll probably got probably 19 laps, I guess. Still fighting just a little bit back there, at least a thread of it, so maybe Greg felt
Making
like
me nervous, Hunter.
once he got back, it's fair game to fight. He let Matt go after the first incident. Now it's fair to fight again. Not sure how they're doing back there, but
What's that, Mr. Craig?
there we go.
That one was my bad, thank you. On the exit T1, you get so close to the grass, I think I'm gonna die.
Still maintaining our gap. Looks like everybody's calmed down a little bit.
Probably need to turn my voice chat
Fireworks
volume
over
up a
there.
little bit. My bad. Still didn't catch that one. Could be me, I don't know. Don't worry about it. What was that for, bro?
There's a cone there. Not sure where that would have come from. I don't think there are any cones around that part of the circuit. Whatever. A lot of traffic up ahead, about 10 seconds or so. Hopefully we don't catch very many, if any of it. Gonna be, again, probably 3 to go here. Probably won't catch it, at least not much of it, but we'll probably catch maybe the first couple. We'll see what the deltas end up looking like. A little bit of a sloppy lap for me here. Just about gonna maintain the gap though. Christian's had some problems on the right here. See if he's able to get going. Might have some damage that he's nursing back.
Sorry, Cameron.
Yep, definitely going to be 2 to go here. A little bit of a slide on entry there. We won't catch any of the traffic in front of us unless they just have disasters of laps. And we won't pass them. Even if we catch them, we can afford to let them finish their races. So. Is my best lap actually 20.19. Not sure we can quite do that on the old tires. We'll try a little harder on the last lap and see what's left in it. Probably burn some of the tires off, so it's gonna be tough, but we'll see. Qualified at a, what, 19.7 or something, so. Alright, we'll try a little bit more on this last lap, see what we can get out of it. Again, no real threat of catching traffic here, so. Obviously we don't want to make the mistake and throw the race away, but we'll see if we can push just ever so slightly more here on this last lap. White flag, credit one bank, all the usual stuff. Still just maintaining that just over 4-second gap. Oh, got a little bit of side-by-side action behind us there, it looks like. A little bit of a fight. Plowed the front tires off there, definitely worn them out. It's fine, we don't need them anymore. Matt's still just about holding on to second place here. Slide through there just a little bit more. Tight battle behind though, they're going to have a nice last corner battle here. Solid lap, we'll see what the lap time ends up being like. Good race guys, that was a lot of fun. I'll have to go back and watch all those incidents. Final lap time, 20:65. So not quite down our best lap range, but solid performance for sure. Let's do a nice cool down lap here.
All right, Craig, what were you trying to tell me?
I said on T1 exit, you scare me. Because you get so close to the grass.
Yeah, my bad for that. My car works well there in real life, and I'm still trying to fix that.
Oh no, if you can do it, do it. It's faster than what I was.
Good running though, man. That was good shit.
I think I bumped you once in the S's. Sorry about that.
Oh, it was a 0X. Not worried about it.
Good race, Alan. That was fun. All right, Travis. Well, enjoy that protest.
All right.
Justin, I don't really run ovals very much.
All right, anyways, we'll see what the tires looked like. 92 left front, 94, and 96 right rear. Pretty good. We'll take that. Nice 0X, obviously. We'll have to go back and watch what happened around us and behind us there. Not sure what the incidents were. We'll just look at kind of the predominant ones. We'll look from Greg first at this first incident. Yeah, looks like we're just offline there and dropped the wheel on the grass. Yeah. That's just a racing deal. He dropped the wheel and lost that spot. And really unfortunate, but you know, that's just part of it with that brake zone. It's very terrifying for sure. Let's see what happened with the second one here as well. It's down turn 1. Comes over to him. I think that was a clean block. No, it wasn't even a block. He went defensive. Guy moved over. He moved over to get on line and kind of braked in a not straight line. But yeah, it is what it is. But again, that move was not. I think he dropped the wheel. All right, so it is what it is. That's part of it. But I'm gonna go wrap this up so I can come back and see if that one dude wants to see if he wants to join the JKR squad, because he seemed like a nice dude. But that's going to be it. Make sure you drop a like and a sub down below. I should probably go look at the results first. There we go. We can do that and then go back still. Cool. We were second split. Let's look at the results. Plus 68 iRating, which is wonderful. Led all 19 laps. We did not run the best lap or even close to it. Greg was like 8/10 faster, but again, burned through the tires, I'm sure, much more than we did, so we had pace in hand. But that's going to be that. Again, make sure you drop a like and a sub down below. Don't make me say any action from iRacing, Need Top Pursuit 2, NASCAR Dirt Daytona, Camaro content, anything else I may post. Appreciate all love and support. Recently, it's been absolutely wonderful. So, until next time, bye.